What's up, guys? So today we're going to be going over my Week 1 AGDL game, which, if you don't remember, is a league where there are very high power legendary Pokemon legal, such as Yveltal, Miraidon, and Koraidon. And if you remember correctly, I drafted a team of very high power special attackers and just overall great Pokemon. So I'm going to be going over my team review for Week 1 of the AGDL. So first, we start out with Robot Santa, our Iron Bundle, holding the heavy duty boots to avoid hazard damage. And obviously Quark Drive, Flip Turn for pivoting, Freeze Dry to hit water types, Ice Beam for just overall ice damage, and Hydro Pump to do really good water damage. And then we're going to be running Max Speed, um, Max Special Attack with the Timid Nature to be as fast as possible, as our opponent has Miraidon, which has one lower speed than Iron Bundle. And we're going to be using a Terra type of Ground to counter in case Miraidon tries to use Electro Drift or Volt Switch. For our second Pokemon, we have our other good Terra Captain in Ogerpon named Kieran. So we're going to be running Scope Lens because Ogerpon's signature move, Ivy Cudgel, gets a very high critical chance boost. Plus Scope Lens boosts that further, so we're just gonna be hoping for some good crits. And then Defiant, in case they try to lower one of our stats, our attack gets raised by 2 stages, U-turn to pivot, Play Rough to hit for fairy damage, then Stomping Tantrum to hit for ground damage. Then we're running a lot of speed to be able to outspeed some stuff after our speed boost in case we want to Terra Ogerpon. And then we're running some physical attack, yet also a good amount of special defense. For our third Pokemon, we have Eruption Spammer, the Heatran, holding the Metal Coat to make sure it has good Steel type damage to cover for Florges, which is really good into our team because of how many special attackers we have. We're going to be using Flame Body opposed to Flash Fire because they only really have one fire type on their team, and it doesn't want to be switching into Heatran. Then we're going to be running Stealth Rock to get us some hazards. Fire Blast to just tank, to just do a ton of damage with fire type moves. Earth Power to cover for ground, for fire and stuff weak to ground, such as Iron Moth and Miraidon. Then we'll also be using Flash Cannon boosted by the Metal Coat to counter Florges. We're running max special attack with some bulk just to be able to survive some hits while also doing good damage. We're gonna be running pretty standard Flutter Mane set called VGC Vibes. Booster Energy, which will boost my speed because of the stat spread and speed being the highest stat. We'll bring Calm Mind to boost up our special attack and special defense. Draining Kiss to heal up. Shadow Ball to do good stab damage. And Psyshock to do good damage to Iron Moth and Florges. Now we have Latios named Latias. This set is very unique. It's unique because it uses a specific move called Memento. So we're running Choice Scarf on this to outspeed most things. But what Memento does is it lowers the opponent's special attack and attack by 2 stages, but then it faints. So then it's basically just like, it just lowers the opponent's stats and gets them weak, so they can't hit for much, and then you get a free switch into something. Then we're just gonna be running Draco Meteor to do a lot of damage, Flip Turn to pivot, and then Luster Purge to do good damage. Pretty normal set. Now, this might seem a little weird, but I decided to get a little funny with this one. So I decided to bring Hisuian Sneasel here with Electric Seeds. So then we'll get a +1 defense boost upon Miraidon coming in and setting up the electric terrain. And then this I kind of wanted for Iron Moth. Because Taunt counters Toxic Spikes. Then Close Combat Poison Jab can't hit it super effectively, but those are just stab moves. And then Thief is the really funny tech here because if Electric Seeds gets used up, then I can use Thief and steal whatever item the opponent has. So that's our AGDL Week 1 game team, and I will cut to the game. Okay, so we can see the team that they brought was Miraidon, Mew, Iron Moth, Meowscarada, Iron Treads, and Florges. If I remember correctly, I believe their Terra Captains are Mew and Iron Moth, I believe. But yeah, I'll just be commentating. So, turn 1, they lead Miraidon, I lead Latios. I made a very risky play there by staying in because he could have either Dragon Pulse or Draco Meteored me. But he is Volt Switched out, which I kind of thought was interesting. But yeah, I just went for the Draco Meteor just to get some damage, but switching to Florges and it's immune. After I bring in Heatran, Baton Pass into Miraidon, which was smart. Electro Drift does a lot to Heatran, but the Flame Body procs, Earth Power does a lot to him. Then and Heatran's out. Which it couldn't get the kill on Florges, but we're fine. Let me bring in Latios here, and we go for the straight Memento. And then right here it gives me a great setup opportunity for Fluttermane. As with the booster energy speed and Calm Mind, it's gonna be really hard to stop me. Some Meowscarada comes in, but Draining Kiss just one shots. Iron Tread comes in, Shadow Ball, almost one shots, but not quite. Earthquake doesn't quite pick up the KO. And then Shadow Ball takes the KO there. Now right here, I think it was smart that I went for Draining Kiss, but I think it would be smarter if I just went for the Shadow Ball. But still not a bad play by me. Then Earthquake eventually takes it out. Sneasel comes out. I think I go for the Taunt. The Fiery Dance. Poison Jab getting some good above average chip. Sneasel barely hanging on. I finally get the Seeds proc, but it doesn't matter at this point since it's just dead to Miraidon. And then I bring an Iron Bundle here to just pick up the KO onto Moth. But then Fleur just comes out as it's a one of, if not the best special walls. Flip Turn out. Bring in Ogerpon. I still have not Terra'd yet, so I have my Terra open onto both Pokemon. So right here, I decide to go for Terra Grass to get the speed boost. So then I can outspeed Miraidon, as 350 times 1.5 is more than 400. But Miraidon reveals that it's Choice Scarf, but Draco Meteor just barely doesn't take the KO, leaving me at 2 HP. And then U-turn takes out Miraidon, which is very good because that's a very big threat in the end game. Floor just comes back in here, which makes sense. Protect also makes sense. Hydro Pump doesn't do anything because of Protect. I missed my Hydro Pump, which sucks. Um, Wish there to get some healing off. Hydro Pump again to get more chip. And Moonblast does not quite take the KO. Um, then you just go for Ice Beam, hoping for a freeze, since I know I won't be able to do enough with Hydro Pump. So yeah, I'm just hoping for a freeze there. Moonblast takes the KO. But then with Scope Lens, Ivy Cudgel, Ogerpon, crit number 1 takes out Florges. Then we have crit number 2 takes out Mew. And then finally, Stomping Tantrum just cleans up Iron Moth. So overall, I'd say I performed very well in my week 1 game. Great job to my opponent as well. Miraidon and Florges were played very well along with Iron Moth. And yeah, Ogerpon kind of just popped off there. And I will see you for next bout. Have a good day, morning, evening, or night.